Hey guys, are you wanting to buy best Huawei phones? Then you are on the right place. Our today's video is about top 5 best Huawei phones are available in the market. If you want to know price and more information about the products that mentioned in this video, you may check the link in the description box below. So now let's get started. Starting at number 5, Huawei P60 Pro. When it comes to camera phones, Huawei has a great history of innovating and perfecting the technology. From the great P30 series and the swap of the green pixel with a yellow one, through the periscope zoom lens and the variable aperture, Huawei phones have always been on the forefront of mobile photography. And the P60 is no exception. The variable aperture from the Mate series is carried over and improved by this camera phone. The ultra-bright display and the most recent Qualcomm Snapdragon provide seamless performance across all workloads. Some customers may find the lack of 5G problematic, however, depending on the area, good 4G speeds may be sufficient. Again, the absence of Google services may turn some people off, but it is what it is, and Huawei can do nothing to change it at the moment. Despite certain software flaws, the Huawei P60 Pro is one of the greatest camera phones available, so if you enjoy taking photos with your phone, you should give it some thought. At number 4, Huawei Mate X3. The company's most recent foldable, the Huawei Mate X3, adheres to the X series philosophy. While the X series folds outward, the X series folds inside, much like the Galaxy Z Fold. When it comes to hardware, the Mate X3 is a work of art, boasting a brilliant screen, an almost imperceptible crease, and one of the greatest hinges in the industry. Even more impressive is the Mate X3's excellent camera performance. With foldables, this is not usually the case. The images you take in the daytime and at night are excellent, and this model doesn't let you down in terms of the camera. Being a Huawei device, this phone obviously lacks GMS, so you'll need to find your preferred workaround. However, this is also a good excuse to try to leave the Google ecosystem and see if you like it or not. At number 3, Huawei Nova 10 Pro. Not just because the Huawei Nova 10 Pro has the prefix Pro in its name, but also because it is an obvious improvement over the previous model. Snapdragon 778G continues to be the chipset, but the design is fresh and gorgeous as well. Particularly at this price point, the 6.57-inch, 120Hz OLED display with 10-bit colors, excellent brightness, and HDR compatibility is simply fantastic. Huawei has succeeded in fitting a larger battery inside the slim and slender shell of the Huawei Nova 10 Pro. The phone now has a 500 mAh cell. The phone supports up to 100 watts of wired power, and the enormous charger is included in the retail package. This means that fast charging is now even faster. Reverse charging, wireless charging is another option. The 50MP main camera on the rear is more than adequate for everyday shooting, even though it won't compete with the ordinary iPhone or Galaxy. A clever dual-camera selfie system on the front raises the bar for portrait photography. Overall, the Nova 10 Pro is a fantastic mid-ranger with a reasonable pricing. At number 2, Huawei Mate 50 Pro. The Huawei Mate 50 Pro is the latest champion for Huawei in the ring of battle. And surprisingly, Huawei's premium model performs admirably on practically every level. Despite the absence of Google mobile services, this phone has numerous distinctive characteristics and may end up being the preferred option for many users. Although it lacks 5G connectivity, the 6.74-inch AMOLED display is excellent. It is bright and color accurate. The internal processor is sufficient, and the design is as upscale as it gets. But the camera system steals the show. In addition to being incredibly capable and adaptable for taking regular shots, it also brings a significant innovation to the table, a variable aperture. With this phone, you can take stunning portrait photos with true optical bokeh, and when you combine that with the periscope zoom, which is fantastic at 5x, and the night shooting algorithms, the Mate 50 Pro really starts to shine. It might be the best camera phone available right now. So, the Mate 50 Pro can be the ideal phone for you if you wish to defy convention and purchase something special and potent. At number 1, Huawei P50 Pro. With the Huawei P50, Huawei keeps challenging the status quo. Even while this flagship phone is now only available in China, a global release may be on the horizon. There's a lot to be excited about as well, as this phone appears to be Huawei's new photography king. The primary camera is a 50-megapixel f/1.8 sensor with optical image stabilization (OIS). A 13-megapixel ultra-wide camera and a 40-megapixel monochrome sensor are placed next to it for further detail. As they say on TV, there's more to come. A 64-megapixel f/3.5 telephoto camera with 5x optical zoom and 100x digital zoom is also included with the P50 Pro. The Snapdragon 888, the newest chip from Qualcomm, is available with 8GB or 12GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage. Beautiful 6.6-inch 770 by 228p OLED panel with a smoother 120Hz refresh rate makes up the display, and we're anticipating a release outside of China. So what do you think about this video? If you think this video is really helpful to take your decision easier, kindly subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to notify our upcoming video. Thank you for watching this video.